Good afternoon. This is the market update for buy sell short for Thursday, December 19th. Huge move yesterday on Wall Street, almost 300 points to the upside, but we actually gapped down 70, 80 points after the Fed announcement. So, really, we in the last 2 hours of the session yesterday had a 400-point move intraday. Remarkable. Fed, of course, actually surprised me. They came out and finally announced a taper that's been talked about for the last several months, $10 billion taper. But at the same time, Bernanke essentially came out and said, we're going to keep juicing the system, and the market liked it. It was probably one of those, by the reaction, by the expected negative news, and away we went on the market. Funny enough, we had economic data out this morning. Jobs report disappointing. Worst monthly claims report or weekly claims report since March. A month ago we were at 305,000 in weekly claims, and as of today we're at 379,000. So the liquidity pump is still needed. And that's essentially where we are. Now that the taper has finally happened, we should be done listening to those stupid taper, no taper business headlines that we've been stuck with over the last few months. As for the Dow daily chart, all-time highs on the Dow daily. Really a boring session today. It was a surprise in the fact that so many stocks were dead. Typically, when you see the kind of up move we saw in the market yesterday, you see small caps and mid cap stocks explode in the next day. Traders seemed a little bit hesitant to be chasing after that such a huge move yesterday. Greed will come back in. Everyone is expecting a pullback. Didn't happen, and we're entering Christmas week, which tends to be very, very bullish for Wall Street. I believe the average gain into year end from right now is about 0.5% to 1% upside. So looking very, very nice. We saw a positive MACD cross on the Dow daily, and that looks great. If we look at the 15-minute chart, we had a failure of the golden cross a week or so ago, and we had that big sell-off. We had a golden cross yesterday, and boy, did we rally off that golden cross. Remember, the average gain is 150 points. We got 275 points, and then a little bit of a pause on it today. We could see a pullback to 16K, and still everything would be hunky-dory. So no worries if we do see a pullback in the large caps. Dow Transport's a little bit of a pullback today, but again, Dow Transport's huge move as well yesterday, and oil prices were up large today. But we are close to breaking that downward trend we've seen on RSI, which I view as bullish. We are about a couple of days away from a positive MACD cross on the Dow Transports. Stochastics are up through 50. Chart is ready to rock and roll. Same thing for the Russell. We're about to get a positive MACD cross on this one, probably tomorrow, if not tomorrow, Monday. Last few positive MACD crosses, at least on this chart, we have seen big moves afterwards, 50 to 100 point up moves. So looking really, really good for small caps. As I said, oil, big move. Getting close to that $100 level. As you can see, the oil chart here could have $5 to $10 upside move into January. This is typically a strong time of the year for oil, and the Fed move has brought the oil bulls back into the picture. And we actually, we're going to start off with some stock plays. We had a monster January popper winner yesterday. IVE, and the absolute classic setup that we look for. Consolidation, as I mentioned in the email yesterday, at 39/40 cents. Our target was 48 and 52 to 55. Stock hit 54.77 into the close. What is that? 16-cent gain, almost a 40% gain in one day. Got to love it. Awesome January popper play. Next resistance level is the 50-day moving average at 59 cents. Now, a sympathy play off this one is SSN. This is another small little oil play that's got a bottomed out chart. We jumped into this one today at 44 cents. 45 sets it free, and then we've got a test of the 200-day moving average at 50 cents. Rock solid support just below deeply oversold. Should be a nice upward move on this one over the next couple of days. QRM, again, check this out. Classic January setup chart. Consolidation here at the bottom. We jumped long. Rare earth stocks have been going on a very nice bounce over the last couple of days. This stock, we're looking for 54 to 60, where both the moving averages are. We've got RSI ticking upward. We've got stochastics just now coming out of the basement. Excellent chart. Minimal downside. Classic January pop move coming on this one over the next few days. UPIP. UPIP has gone up into January 10 of the last 10 Decembers into Januaries. This is a performer every single year. We are awaiting the Markman hearing. They had their Markman hearing against Apple at the end of November. News could come any day on this. And you recall OTIV. When OTIV got their Markman decision, the stock was actually down here at $1.48. It ended up popping big, but over the last 2 months since the Markman hearing, this stock has almost tripled. A similar situation will evolve on UPIP into next year. A couple of our other January popper plays that are cooking. FALC is cooking here nicely. As I mentioned, extreme negative MACD, getting close. Probably within the next couple of days, we're going to see that trigger, and the moving averages up there in the $1.40-$1.50 zones is the target on this one. PTSC, I just love the chart setup on this one. Target is a move to the 200-day moving average at 92 cents. Woefully undervalued, cash flow positive. CEO is buying, owns a chunk of shares, mega low float. It's a play on content media, which is a very, very hot sector right now. Rock solid support. Classic January pop setup. Should rock and roll into January. Last but not least, wanted to mention XGTI. Now, the strategy for playing January poppers, not every stock is going to do what we saw on IVEN and what we initially saw on XGTI, where it goes up 40, 25, 40, 50% a day after we jump in. That will happen on some of them, but it doesn't happen on all of them because there can still be residual tax selling. Whenever we enter these stocks, we are always looking to only enter a partial position, half position max, so that if you see this kind of situation that you saw on XGTI, imagine the stock did not bounce like it did when we first got in at $1.67. The way I would be playing this classic setup I would have added some more shares on a dip under $1.53, just like it did today. It dipped as low as 140. We were talking about it in the chat room today. That would be when I would look to pick up another position or add to my position on that stock as I wait for the inevitable move into January. That is how we play these January popper plays. Now, there are going to be plays just like IVAN, where we're going to go in and it's going to go boom. But there are going to be some, like FALC, where we jump in and they just consolidate, kind of tread lower, and then out of the blue, you're going to see a candle like this where they go up 20, 25% in a day. This is how we play these every year, and we're going to continue to do that. Didn't send out any January popper plays today. Just wanted to see what was happening. I mean, it seemed like traders were scared today. Everyone was either on vacation or just did not want to chase stocks today. That usually only lasts about a day after a big upward move in the market. So the next few days, Christmas week next week is just like the Thanksgiving week where crack plays, things blow up all over the place in small cap land. So get ready. Things look really, really good going into year end. That's it for the video, guys. Oh, and remember, sign up for the private Twitter feed so that you can get those trading alerts when we send them out. So you got the email I sent out. Sign up for the private Twitter feed, and you can set it up where it'll send text messages to your phone whenever I alert these trades. Have a great night. See you in the chat room tomorrow. Bye.